everyone on this planet has music of some kind, which suggests, or even proves, I would say, that it comes from a basic human necessity. Listening is not just a casual affair. It's an active process in which you set your mind and your attitude to being receptive. And this ties very much into the compositional process, because what is it we're doing when we're putting down these hieroglyphs, which then are turned into a whole sound world by the musicians? We're trying to create let me just put it so simply, a succession of sound events which have an internal logic which, irrespective of the historical period, lead the ear. The best music that I know of any period is that which gets hold of the ear right in the first measure and doesn't let go until it takes you there.
Why, oh ciel, I will not break my promise. I will not break my promise to God. Oh ciel, why have you forsaken me? I don't understand.
You know, we hear so much about music being made accessible. Well, most things in human experience are accessible if you're willing to access them. In the same way, I don't go to my studio and say, today I have to be lyrical. You know, it's just nonsensical. People, commentators and writers about my music have said that they detect a lyrical and often melancholy quality. Now again, I know in my own personality there is that streak of melancholy, but I don't go looking for it, and I don't go looking to be lyrical or dramatic, and I don't find that the lyricism and dramaticism are mutually exclusive. I think that's a nonsense idea. As so many opera composers demonstrated, beautifully integrated. Anybody who's ever created anything, no matter how trivial or how distant from ever becoming a masterpiece, whatever that is, for the person who made it, it's precious. And you have to be very, very careful not to trample on it in any way. And I made that a fundamental premise of my teaching. One of the things that I don't like, although I've done it a number of times, many times, is those short-term residencies at a festival where you talk to students about this, that, and the other, because you see them for only a few days. You know, if you really want to be honest with them and critical, and in a sense flatten them, you have to be there to pick them up again and help them bounce back from whatever and learn from it. So it's much better to teach on a long-term basis. And I've often said, the only students that I've ever really been able to teach were my friends. We were really close friends after a short period of time, because there's something about the way in which they set about their work that intrigues me, and I want to be able to help them realize, if I can see what the challenges are, how they can respond to them. It's never a case of oh, I think you should do this, or I think you should do that. I'd much sooner go to a Beethoven sonata and find passage that illustrates what it is they're struggling with. Because I believe that the person who's going to come on a February night, bitterly cold night, pay above the odds for a ticket to listen to my music, is coming toward me for some reason, which I don't need to know about and maybe they can't define. But when they come together with what I've made, I want them to hear another human being talking to them, who's not superior, not inferior, is just another person who cares about beauty and expressivity and spiritual things, which, again, hard to define, but that they feel when they've listened that they've been taken on a journey. I love John Lennon's notion of a magical mystery tour. You know, just let it go and be that. And I do it because there's nothing about me that's any different from any member of an audience in that sense. We're part of a species. We may be privileged in this way or that, the other, and so on. And certainly in terms of training, maybe in music. But if they detect that this is something that's speaking in an honest, unequivocal way, I think they're likely to engage with it.